Hi, my name is Abby Whitford, and I'm currently a senior at the Miami Valley School. I'm taking a class called Creating Minds, and we're currently reading a book called Creating Minds by Howard Gardner. The book focuses on the psychology of creativity, and it also dives deep into the lives of different creators. So it covers Freud and Picasso and Einstein. And so, what really struck me in the book was the relationship aspect of the creativity. So, in chapter one, it has a triangle showing what he means by it. And so, there are three different relationships that he covers, which is within the individual and himself, and then the individual and his work, and the individual and his supporters. So, the individual, it's who are you? So your relationship with yourself, and one thing that Howard Gardner talks a lot about in the book is like childlike, like having a childlike mindset, which I think is very much a relationship or who you are. So if you have this childlike mindset, you're more likely to be creative because you are you let your imagination run free, which many adults don't let themselves do this because they're stuck in their box. And so if you have this childlike mindset, you're able to go past what other people are thinking and become what an innovator. And innovators need to come up with new things. So yeah. The second major relationship is the relationship between the innovator and other persons. So it's who's helping you, who's challenging you. And so this topic is covered a lot in Freud and Einstein because both of them are very much supported in their childhoods. So when they're a child whose passions are supported will more likely be creative because they're encouraged. So their passions will grow and they'll be fostered by this environment that has a lot of support. So for example, when children are forced to for example, if a student, if their parents forces them to be into math, but really their creativity or their creative space is in art or music or something like that, then they won't flourish the same way where a child who finds their passion and is supported in it will. So this support is very important, and it's important throughout the creator's life. It was mentioned in the book when creators are on the verge of discovering something new. So this is later in their life when they have built up their understanding of their course, of their area. They need this confirmation from someone else that they're on the right track. So they need a support before they jump off a cliff and find themselves somewhere new. So the last relationship is the relationship between the creator and their work. So the question is basically, what are you doing? So I thought that the really interesting part of this relationship is the different types of works that different people can be doing is very diverse. For example, before I took the course, I thought that creativity was a very defined subject. It was just defined to the arts, for example, painting or playing the cello. But this book, it showed me that it can be in science and math and writing and in so many different things that I haven't thought before. It's really what you do with it. So for example, there are artists that aren't creative, but there are scientists that are more creative than artists, which is, it depends on what you do with your medium or anything like that. Another thing with the work is many of these innovators or creative people are very intrinsically motivated. This is important because they especially in Freud and Einstein, Gardner uses the word obsession a few times, which is very interesting because they like become obsessed, like they love what they're doing, which I think is inspiring. They become like this obsession is what fosters flow, which is not from this book. It's from a different psychologist, but I think that that's what, like, if you can find yourself in this flow state where you are truly passionate about what you're doing, that's where you can find creativity. So I'm excited to learn more about the topic. Thank you.